Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news. It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday. Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
Shattered.
A to B.
Shattered Uncut. Is that you? Shattered Uncut.
When are you going to bring Larry back?
My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered Cast Uncut.
Complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shattered Cast Uncut, episode 267.
Yay!
Yay! I am Robert D. Coming at you from the great city of Brooklyn. And
the best coming at you has come from Brooklyn. You know that, right?
Best. Also true. We got a whole 3 inches of snow today, and it shut everything down. I feel like I'm living in Georgia.
No, we got like 8 inches of snow right now. So
that's the voice of the lovable, huggable Greg for Mercy.
I just literally joined the call.
And we got the whackable, smackable Bonobo Bobby.
What's up? Real quick, I saw people putting in the comments like, now I'm scared to get the DX9. That's not what I was saying. I was just saying that we can't judge the reputation. I'm still counting on DX9 to be my combined Minotaur for right now, personally, but we just can't judge the reputation because we don't have anything to judge it off of. Same with Fans Toys. Just as a clarification.
Fans Toys superior. Everyone else inferior.
Bobby B said, don't get DX9.
Not a fact.
I wish Transform Element would jump in the game.
Yeah, me too. I wish Magic Square would too.
Shit, I wish fucking Unique Toys would. I'm waiting to see a fucking Toy World.
Me too. So they can do it in 17 different colors that are all essentially the same.
Well, I mean,
and for some reason, the left leg is from the Bumblebee movie.
It's just Bumblebee. It's a movie poster. It's a rolled up movie poster. That's the left leg.
And you also heard the voice of the kissable, missable T2RX6, the man we missed last week because
he's not missable.
It's me.
He's not missable.
We missed him last week. He was able to be physically missed, even though it wasn't easy. It was very sad. It was very sad, Justin.
Yeah.
It was sad.
We mourned the loss of your testicles.
Oh.
Oh yeah, your wife does have those at the first one, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's okay.
She's like, you can have all the toys you want in the Detox because I'm going to keep your balls in this jar.
Yeah, I called that shit fucking 2 years ago. But
Justin,
anyway.
where are my fucking chocolates?
Roses? No chocolates.
I was looking at Pinterest, and it specifically said I should have a box of chocolates and roses to celebrate our Valentine's Day.
No,
hey, you know what she got? She got a Yoda card because she likes Yoda.
Oh.
And when you fold it out, a little Yoda pops out that looks like Cupid. It's pretty awesome.
Oh.
And that's it. So,
Justin, if you would have said, you know what she got, and I would have said what, and you said hard dick and bubble gum, I would have lost my mind.
Hey.
I would have lost my mind. You would have won. You would have won tonight. I wouldn't even fuck with you anymore.
No, Belissa's a reverse Michael Keaton. He was like, I need to do the show. It's show night. And she's like, I like you a lot, but shut up. if anyone gets the reference.
Dude, I pre-ordered that MMC Vortex. That's a mistake, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Look, here's the deal with that. I mean, I think if you're all into the whole perfect transformation thing, God bless. And I
just want the blast off in the Vortex. I just want a different blast off in Vortex. It's all I want.
Well, then you're good.
I'm not sure if I'm good. I'm looking at the pictures. I'm not sure I'm good.
I don't think the Vortex is terribly G1 tune accurate. You know,
It's not. But it's also, it's like, it's just fucking broken up all over the place. Like, it's just not clean.
Yeah.
It looks a mess, and it sucks because everyone online's like, it's the most cartoon accurate, and it kind of is.
Yeah, it is.
Until you take it out of an ace stance.
The sad thing about it is that it is. That's like it's like the gift. It's like, yes, it is. Unfortunately,
my big problem, which is really weird, but now at this point, my problem with that, besides the size, is just the fact that its knees or its elbow joints. Come on now, what year is this? It is the year 2015. Get the fuck out of here! Don't give me no knees for elbow joints.
Yeah, I just got a set of Legends figures that have knees or elbow joints, and that shit looks good.
You don't get a hoverboard, you get this.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Hold on, no. The Iron Factory Bruticus, his elbow joints are hidden in his waist, in the waist of the arms. They are not his knees.
Oh shit! I transformed it wrong then.
Well,
whatever. It still looks good. It still looks good though. That's the thing.
They are not his knees. Even Legends doesn't do that shit anymore.
Oh, he didn't have a double jointed elbow bend. Oh well, I fucked up. But still, hey, it looks good. It looks better than this fucking thing.
Yeah. So speaking of what you got this week.
Oh yeah.
Greg, what did you get this week?
I got a plethora of pleasurable playmates. I got the Pocket Toys, Bruticus and Shockwave. I'm sorry, Robert. I am so sorry. I'm sorry I offended your honor, but I got those because I paid like $60 for all of it, and I love it. I got the Iron Factory Megatron. I got the the Hot Soldiers Optimus Prime. I got the Iron Factory Jazz, just so I could have a shelf. I got the NECA Predator from the new movie, the Rogue Predator or whatever they call him. Like, he's like the first Predator you see. He's the one that doesn't want the other Predators to have autism. If you hadn't seen the movie, spoilers. And then I got a Marvel Legends Captain Marvel holding her cat, because she's holding a cat, and I will never open it, and it'll just hang out in our house because she's holding her cat. And I think that's everything.
Why will you never open it?
Because she's in her package holding her cat.
She can hold her cat on your desk, no?
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to open it and, like, have a cat take her cat, because that's what my cats do. They take little things and they hide them. So I'm just going to leave her in the package.
Okay. That's a lot of stuff.
I got her for Kit, because Kit wants an orange cat really bad. So.
But she can't touch it.
No, she'll never touch it. Her hands are dirty. She's listening to me right now. She's actually feeding the cat, so listening to everything I say right now. And I love her more than anything in the world. So take that, Kit.
Kit, doing the show. Distract Cringer, quick.
Cringer!
Alrighty. So, Bubba Bonobo.
I'm just gonna say everything I got that I opened is fucking solid as fuck. Everything is. I have no complaints with anything I bought.
Did you get any more mystery gifts?
Megatron.
Oh yeah, that was a miss. Who got you the Megatron?
I have no idea. I think somebody's fucking with me. I thought it was you, but you obviously act like it's not you. So I think somebody's just fucking with me. I think it's probably the Zodiac killer.
Oh, that's great.
It's probably the Zodiac just sending me shit.
Good old Zodiac.
Yeah, good old Zodiac.
Is that everything? Is that everything, Gregors?
Yeah, that's it.
Bubby, what did you get?
I got my 1/5 scale Evil-Lyn statue.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's fucking incredible.
Now, does that? It's no pieces really, right?
It's 3. I think her hands were so. It's the base. She plugs into the base, and then her hands are separate. They're magnetized, so you like throw them in, and they just snap in. Like, and she is spectacular.
Did you do an unboxing video? Did you record something?
Not for that. I don't know if people want to see quarter scale or fifth scale reviews. Like, I don't. You know, I could go on and on talking about it because it's fucking gorgeous, but like, I feel like most of the people that watch my shit are like more action figure oriented, which I understand. But like action figures, you can talk about articulation, you can talk about engineering, both as a transformer or as an action figure. But you don't really get that same thing with statues. It's just kind of like about paint and sculpt and pose and presence. And
that's why I think like an unboxing's cool, because that's kind of like a big punch part of the statue thing. You know, that's like with Joe KW's Darkness thing.
Yeah, dude, that fucking thing, dude. I would do some unspeakable acts for it.
But the cool thing was that video he did, you know, where he was putting it together and stuff and unboxing
correct.
it. You know?
Correct. But I've been doing the unboxing on the Nerd Rage channel. Yeah, I put up 2 this week.
Oh, you're adding content to that, but not to Shattercast.
Yeah, it's you know, it's like Shatter, like it's different. It's different, you know. Like Shattercast YouTube isn't monetized. Like Nerd Rage is like Nerd Rage is a well-oiled machine. Shattercast is the Wild West.
Didn't take the time to monetize Shattercast, did you?
No, because I was in the same spot as Justin.
Oh. Sorry. Kid's about to go to the store, so I'm trying to help her find my fault.
But it's amazing. It's amazing. It's
so it's everything you hope for.
Yep, and more.
Which
and more. I
statue
do kind of wish I got the original release and not like the cartoon accurate release. Like the original release is like, what if she was real? You know, and it's you would think. And it's kind of like loosely based on the 2000 series, I guess. But it's kind of like, you know, what would this character look like in, you know, if this was a real thing? And the one I got is like the same sculpt, but painted with cartoon colors. And it's great. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's fantastic. I love it. And I got it at a decent price because most people that want that kind of shit bought the nicer one. But, so I got it at a good price, but I wish I would have got the other one. But this one is still, I'm happy. I'm happy with mine. I don't have any regrets necessarily.
So, let me ask you a question, Bobby. 2 ads. Do you, because I've noticed you have 2 ads in your videos now that I have to skip. Would you recommend that statue?
Depending on the video, yeah. Huh?
Would you recommend it?
1000%. 1000%. And I kind of like so I have 2 quarter scale statues now, and then I have this one which is 1/5. And like, I don't know, I like the quarter scale stuff is great and it's like impressive and it's like, but like it's, there is something about the 1/5. I kind of like the size a little bit better. It's just a little bit more manageable, so to speak.
Dude, if the situation goes down, I kind of want to get a Batman and a Spider-Man because those are my 2 favorite superheroes.
Right. See, but that's exactly, that's how I feel like that collecting can be achieved. Is just like, look, I'm not getting He-Man and they just did a She-Ra recently. It looks amazing. No, but I'm not getting that. I'm not getting She-Ra. But I like. Okay. But I like the Skeletor. The Skeletor is not outside of the realm of possibility. But just to approach it like, look, this is not a completion line. Like almost like Flames toys. Like I'm not in this to get everything. I'm in this to get the ones that really matter.
Kit just came downstairs and she heard me say, if my situation worked out, I'd get a Spider-Man and a Batman, and she just started shaking her head.
Right.
And I said, I'm talking about statues, and she's like, I know what you're talking about.
I had the opportunity to look at the Transformers Siege Sky Treads, courtesy of Peanut, and the Iron Factory Tarn, courtesy of Robert Detox. The Make Toys Cross Dimension Buster Stealthwing, the Jetfire in black, courtesy of buddy of mine Joe, not Dolphin, but another Joe. And I had the opportunity to look at Transform Element, the OP leader, and courtesy of Dennis. And I had the opportunity
What a menace.
And I had the opportunity to look at the New Age Harry, which is a really good figure, but it does completely fuck the scale up. Like everybody's trying to condone it somehow. Like I'm getting all these comments like, well, no, if you look at this and you kind of, if you only put on warm lighting and you have it behind you have it in your kitchen, but only behind knives.
You don't give it water.
Don't feed it after midnight.
What you should have done in your video was post the photo I sent you of him standing next to Sideswipe.
I went back through our thread to try to find something, and I must not have gone long enough because there's probably fucking 13 fucking pages of bullshit in there.
Hey, that's a lot of bonobos.
Hey, Bubby.
Whoa! You need to calm that fucking aggression, Bobby. You need to take a class or something.
Have you ever seen a tree, Bubby? But Dennis,
he comes up to Magic Square Sideswipe's nipples.
Yeah,
which is,
see that's not okay. Yeah.
No.
So Dennis sent me the Transform Element. He has a YouTube channel called Sentinel Bay Reviews. Feel free to check that out. And
I watched his review to try to figure out how to fucking transform the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
That was Dennis. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no one did the transformation for fucking robot to truck. It was always the reverse.
I don't blame them.
What a menace.
But his shit is in German, so like I would imagine that would have been frustrating.
I know, that's the exact one I watched.
Yeah.
It's like Deutsch just talked to there, and I was like, okay, so that take the arm and stick it up his ass.
He's a good dude, but
that was a good video. That was a really good video though. Like he did a really good job. I just am.
Oh, I got SH Figuarts episode 3 Obi-Wan.
Nice.
And I got the vintage collection Infus Nest.
Oh, hey shit. When you open the Obi-Wan, when you open the package, did he say hello?
No, he said you are the chosen one.
That reminds me of something I forgot to mention. I also got the NES Jason Voorhees. And you open the package, and it goes do 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 do.
Yeah, I saw Matt had a little video of it.
Yeah, that shit made me fucking rage out. I threw it to the ground. I was like, "Fuck this game!" And then I realized I was having a flashback to when I was like 9. But dude, that's awesome on the Obi-Wan. How is he? Because I kind of
he's fantastic. They use pretty much the same tricks they use for all their Jedi. You know what I mean? Like, but so it works.
Mind tricks.
Like mind tricks, but the head sculpt and paint is done beautifully. Like I kind of feel like they've been not giving that 100% attention recently. This is back to 100%.
Yeah, I haven't got a figure arts in a minute because like they're doing like prequel trilogy stuff that like I'm not into. Like I'm into it, but I'm not collecting it, and
right.
Other stuff that I'm just not like super like crazy about. But
you also got Iron Factory Jazz.
I didn't.
I meant Greg.
I said that. Didn't I? Didn't I say I got Rush Beats?
Oh, I don't pay attention to those non-government names.
And I got 3 more figures that don't belong to me in my home that I have left to review.
One look like Ben Affleck?
I'll talk about them as I review them. It's the only way I can keep track of it all. But like, no, I appreciate it because I did that video where I was like, Chinese New Year's coming, like the drought is coming, and like a lot of people hit me up, like, hey man, I got this. You haven't looked at this? And I was like, yeah. And then before I knew it, I had like a dining room table full of shit, and I was like, oh Lord. So I've been slowly working my way through it, and I got 3 pieces left. One is Robert's. He knows which one I have left to do of his. which I plan to do for Monday, but then the Prime hit, and I knew the Prime is like, people were more interested in that than the the Iron Factory Megatron. So.
Oh, I thought you meant Ben Affleck Batman.
Oh no! Get the fuck out of here with that. I just stored it somewhere until I can.
He's already switching it out.
Adam really wants to paint it. He really wants to paint it.
But then you can't get that bust. You can't get the Leia bust.
I think it would be. That's the Leia bust is what you should have got me.
Sell it and get the Leia bust.
No, you told me if I sell it, you're gonna send me a whole bunch of more shit. Actually,
But then you sent me a picture of the bust, and I said, "Fine, convert it."
He didn't. He sent you more shit. He said that your house would fall trifold or some shit.
No, he sent me a picture of a Leia bust, and I thought he was trying to say, "Look, I'm gonna switch it with this," and I was like, "Okay, fine, that looks good."
I actually thought that when Robert said convert it, that he meant if you don't customize this Batman into that Leia, it still counts as a sale.
No, I meant switch him out.
I thought he cursed your house. Shit.
I meant switch him out. You have my blessing.
No, but that Leia bust is half the price, man. I'm gonna do a little bit better. I gotta put that towards this fucking.
You got two busts. You got the Han. You get the Leia. Find a Luke.
Well, you gotta get the Chewie. Obviously.
Is there a Chewie bust?
How much you on it?
The Batman quarter scale? You want that Batman?
I need a solid Batman.
That Batman's.
I need a phone it in Batman.
That Batman's not the Batman you want.
The Batman you need.
Batman you're looking for.
That's not the Batman you want.
Dude, I still like that the Arkham Asylum one. Man, that's probably my best looking Batman.
This is the Ben Affleck Batman, and it.
Yeah, the phone it in, man.
If
Kill man Batman. If
Justice League was a wonderful movie, you would love that Batman.
Yeah, probably. But the thing about because I love BBS, in the director's cut. Let me specify. And if but then we got the Jose version, and I like one. I like two scenes in the Justice League movie. Two I like a lot. And they're both Zack Snyder scenes. I just wish they let the dude have it.
How do you feel about Ben Affleck? He dropped out this week, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the DC movie verse is going through a pretty major shakeup. So I've all of the kind of rumors are suggesting that they're going for look, we're just gonna tell DC stories in movie form. We're not caring about a connected universe or a shared universe. If they cross over, they cross over. If they don't, they don't. If it's a different Superman that hits this universe, it's a different Superman. I think that might be the best way to go about it, because I think that, I don't know, Sam Mead, shout out to him. He hit us up on our Rage and was he was grading, on his podcast, they were grading the top 15 DC stories and the top 15 Marvel stories. And most of the DC stories were independent. They stood on their own, where most of the Marvel stories ended up standing on other stories that had come before it. So maybe they were playing to their strengths. And it was a really interesting point that he made. And I'm kind of on board. I'm whatever, just give it to me, and I hope it feels good. That's so to speak.
Shout out to Sam Mead, by the way.
Yeah, that's a class act dude right there.
I really don't think I've ever interacted with him, but he's always sharing some good content.
Yeah, I wish you'd hit me up actually. Sam Mead, if you're listening, hit me up.
He's a nice guy who gets a lot of shit. Chuck C. He's a nice guy, and oh my God, he picks battles like Matt triggered on him today. It was really funny because I always pick at him about KOs because he gets mixed fans toys. But
I actually read that thread. You were right though. You had him.
Yeah.
Let's say
you had him. He didn't realize you had him, but you had him.
We have a discussion, Bob. You remember?
Yeah, we're gonna get there. I'm sorry, but you had him. I was like, dude, I don't think Chuck, because I know Chuck. Chuck's a good dude, and he's a smart dude. And I was like, Chuck doesn't realize that Robert has him.
Yeah, people fool themselves about that stuff, though.
Yeah.
All right. Is that all you got?
Chuck walked around my neighborhood last year drunk, acting a fool. That's also a fact.
That was Chuck.
That's perfect.
That's also a fact.
Beautiful.
Photos or it didn't happen.
Dude, you know what's funny? Actually, Bonobos, because you keep saying that, Bonobo is one of my favorite simians. I go see them at the zoo, and they're all sitting there going, they're fucking
Dude,
throats.
Fucking
That
extra
shit's
cool.
yeah. I'm like, I love these guys, and Kit's like, I don't like them. They're too much like us.
I never.
Like, why does that scare you? She said, because they keep them in cages.
I never imagine myself getting old. Like always, like that makes me think I'm not gonna live to an old age. I always imagine myself like I never imagine myself as an old man, except every now and then this fantasy will pop in my head of like an old retired me that goes down to the zoo and does crossword puzzles while I watch the gorillas.
I think more like you're gonna turn into an old wrinkly bonobo.
Okay, so what are
tickle me.
What are the ones that typically have red hair?
Orangutan.
There's an orangutan, and he's at the Columbus Zoo, and we'll sit there and watch him, and he'll be like, "I'll be right back," and he'll walk into his little thing, and he'll get his blanket, and he'll wrap himself up in his blanket because he's cold, and that shit does kill me, because like he could be my roommate. He could probably pay rent.
You know where orangutans come? You know where orangutans come from? Indonesia.
Oh yeah. It's the Indonesia section of the zoo. Our zoo is racist. It's broken up into sections.
You're an Indonesian.
It's not
section.
racist. It's racially divided. And then you see the bats. they have the flying foxes. They're not actually bats. They're a different species, but they're just like
they zip around in spaceships, shooting with frogs in the spaceships and falcons.
They're not battletoads.
Oh, it was a Star Fox reference anyway.
Oh, I know. I love that game.
Burp, burp, burp.
Yeah, there's a whole section. It's like there's a fox, there's a rabbit, there's a frog, and I don't know what the fuck is going on, but they have lasers. So, and they have a special chip. Justin, did you get anything this week?
Nope.
No. Matt, what about you?
He's getting some leak checking stuff going on.
He's excited about that. That's purging. Not purging toys, he's purging leaks.
So, moving on, our first
anybody want to ask me something?
Nope.
No, we don't. No,
What'd
we
you
don't
get,
care.
Robert?
I got the MMC Ocular Max Azalea.
How is it?
It's honestly, actually, I like it more than the fans' toys. I just wish it was taller. That's it.
That was my concern.
I love the transformation. The sculpt's awesome, and it's less kibbly than the fans' toys. It's just a little short, but she scales well with the Takara hot rod, But I don't think that she's terrible. It's just the fans' toys is a nice size.
Would you say she'd make a good stormtrooper?
No.
She's a little short for a stormtrooper. Okay.
But she's good. I really like her as a toy, as an all-around toy. I like her a lot more than the fans' toys, which is shocking. But I thought she was going to be a lot more kibbly, require a little more squinting. But she's very, very clean, very, very balanced, very posable, super fun transformation. This is the first toy I've had in such a long time that I'm transforming for fun.
I tried to farm a laugh out of Bobby, but Bobby didn't laugh at me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, but you got it,
about.
right? You heard it? Did you hear it? Did you hear about it?
A little slight chuckle.
Oh, we're for a stormtrooper. It's a
good one. It's classic. It's classic.
I'm crying now.
Yeah, everything about it was great. But yeah, and that's I think that's about all that I got. So we'll just move it on along. I guess we're not even gonna get that today.
I was gonna get that figure. I just wanted to add. I was gonna get it. He didn't have it in stock, so I ended up ordering the Prime and the Jazz instead. But I still want to check it out because I really kind of want to switch out my Vans Toys RC because I don't think she looks. Because it was like, oh, she looks good. I don't need to transform it. But now that I look at it, I'm like,
this might not sit well with you, but the Fans Toys RC is to the MMC Azalea as say any other Fans Toys figure is to a Takara MP when it comes to like messy back kibble. The MMC is a lot cleaner, a lot more streamlined, and the Fans Toys, with them next to each other, the back rockets, whatever you want to call them, they look a lot messier on her.
We in the club call them buckets. We call them buckets. The buckets. No, I think she looks great. I just was worried about the size difference. That's
tremendous. It's not offensive. It's just,
Yeah, that's my only concern is how.
Man, fuck that thing. I'm on a MMC's fucking Ocular Max. Just get it the fuck out of here. Like, just stop.
Oh,
just stop.
No.
The quality.
Just fucking stop.
The quality, in my experience, the quality on those figures is terrible.
It's just like you can't. They're not making the impact they thought they would. Do the fucking tapes. The tapes are fucking money, and fucking pump out some good quality IDW shit and fucking relax.
And then say it's not IDW. Say it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence because that's what they say. No, I'm with you there. Like I think that line. Hey, we're docking in the same garage.
Hey, I like it.
Yo,
dude, not for nothing, man. Last week I listened back to it. That was one of the best Shattercast episodes, I think. Like, that was a fucking great conversation. Like, the agreements, the disagreements, like, it was all fucking mature. Like, nobody got triggered. Like, it was fucking great. Like, I really, really, really enjoyed listening back to that. It must have been something in the water because, like, everything I did that day ended up being, like, turning out really well.
I'm out.
Well, yeah, it was because you know who in here.
Ixnay on the Ustin, Jay.
Justin, what do you think about this Ironhide?
Are we on the Iron Factory thing?
Yeah, let's fucking
I'm sorry, DNA, whatever it is.
We got a good discussion to get to.
Yeah, let's do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I watched the video because I couldn't tell. Like, I don't I mean, it's pretty much you gave them new feet and then a bunch of new weapons, and then there's the grill piece that I can't figure out where it is on the robot, and then everything just bolts onto the back of the truck mode. So, I mean, it's fine. It does what it's supposed to, right?
Why would you get this and not just the MP?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Huh.
Or for that matter, why wouldn't you get the old, like, leader class Ironhide, which everyone said was a really good Ironhide back in the day?
Why don't you get the Costco Bumblebee? Remember the Costco Bumblebee?
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree with Bobby. Fuck this thing.
Yeah, it's just, who cares?
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know.
I mean,
it's just...
just to play devil's advocate, there's a lot of people who care because there's a lot of people who do have that mentality that third party is it should be upgrade kits and all that for official stuff and not its own thing, which I disagree. But, you know, like...
Well, it's like, my thing is like, I just can't fathom in my head buying things with the notion of, I'm going to buy this even though it looks bad.
Yep.
Because I hope that somebody else comes along and makes me spend another $30 to $50 to make it look the way I want it to. And that's implying that this is the way I want it to look, which it's not.
Yeah.
But that's what's even stupid. It's even so stupid. It's like you spent, what was it, $50 for the Studio Series? I don't even know. And so you have a choice, Studio Series or MP. You go for the cheaper option. And then when this comes out with an upgrade kit, you fucking buy it. Like, so you would have bought the MP if you just saved your money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and speaking from even a different, like another scale point, because I've been kind of fucking with the new Legions and or the new Legends scale, and I like them. I like them a lot. I think they're doing a really good job. But so what if you buy a Legends? I don't know. Name a character. A Legends Warpath, and then like a company comes along and makes a $50 upgrade for that.
Oh.
Like, oh yeah, I'll get that. So it looks, you know, I'm just like the price the scale notwithstanding, the price is always about the same. Nowadays for a third party upgrade kit, it's usually like $30 to $50.
Listen, I think if somebody says I'm a chug collector, that's why I bought this Studio Series Ironhide, because I'm a chug collector. If I said you can have the MP for the same price, they're not going to say no. They're going to say, yeah, I'll take the MP. I thought you were a chug collector. You know?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm personally kind of over what the fandom thinks, because I've seen some really dumb shit in the last couple of weeks on social media, and just like if that's indicative of the fandom, then I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out of the pulse. I'm not on the pulse. I'm tapping out.
My double hook, my double hook Bumblebee Facebook fishing post really got some legs under it. I couldn't believe it.
I put some legs under it.
Oh yeah, you did. People were calling for a mod, and you were like, "Shut the fuck up."
Look, let me tell you something. Calling for a mod is wild. Like, you are the kid that 100% reminded the teacher we didn't have homework.
Bobby, I think we actually got a screenshot that was like that Bumblebee picture. I think it was 12 times.
Dude, it's like everybody's been hitting me up like, dude, they fixed it. And I'm like, dude, they photoshopped it.
It looks so good photoshopped.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really hope that it actually does peg in. I would love it. I would love it if it did. We'll see. I doubt it.
I'm still not convinced of that thing. I mean, I know it's probably the way it is, but I'm still, I'm with him. I'm still thinking that.
Here's what I think, Greg. I think the reason the display models, they're having the feet flapped out like that is because with the backpack like that, it's too back heavy and it falls over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm still getting it.
So the question is it because it's a hand painted test shot and it's too fragile?
Sound clip.
No. I was thinking about you saying like I still think there's gonna be a way for it to collapse in, and in my head all I could think of was. Hold on one second. There's a classic jam. Tina Marie for those not in the know.
Yeah, well, I thought I heard someone go.
Yeah, no, it was just the ad. It was like the ad at the beginning.
Well, if it's because it's a hand-painted test shot and it's fragile and they can't get everything to fold in on the back, because of that, it's back heavy, so they have to flap the feet down in the back. That could explain a lot, but we'll see. We'll see.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it when we get to the Toyfair because we can talk about it a little bit.
All right. So let's
move
look.
on to a
Speaking of
different
Bumblebee. Speaking of Bumblebee, Zeta Toys movie Bumblebee.
Trash.
I don't know if you like Bumblebee from the movie. I think it looks good.
Zeta took a left turn.
Let me walk that back a little bit. So I think it looks good.
He's like, let me walk that back. Garbage.
I'm just personally upset because I want them to just keep putting out combiners.
Keep focusing on what you're focusing on.
Yeah. Like, I think this looks great. I'm like, Zeta, what are you doing? Like, I need that fucking Defensor.
Yeah.
Like, I'll buy 5 of these if it means you put out a Defensor.
This doesn't transform, right?
It looks like it does.
It looks like it does.
From Bobby's standpoint, from Bobby's viewpoint, like where he's kind of at, like in his, wherever the fuck he's at. If you want a good-looking Bumblebee, get the fucking 3A one. And don't transform it. Just pose it and put it in your shelf.
Yep.
It says no alt mode images yet, so maybe it does transform.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can see the way things hinge and stuff on the back. Like, you wouldn't make the legs that way with the wheels that actually are on some kind of pin joint and stuff if it didn't transform.
It's just Zeta's not known for their bot modes. So why bother now?
Maybe they're trying to turn a new leaf.
If I was
or
to get this
maybe, go ahead, Greg. You say what you want to say before I say to the next thing.
Because if I was to get this thing, I'm not going to sit here and flip it back and forth. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, it's a bug. Oh, it's a robot. I wouldn't do that. Like I appreciate the robot mode of the movie Bumblebee, and that's why I pre-ordered that 3A one. Because I think it'll look good just as a standalone. I have an idea. I'm going to put some floating shells. Spoilers. And that's where my misfits are going to go. Not my misfits like Bobby has misfits, which is like all the Hasbro stuff that people send him. But like my random pieces, I'm going to make floating shelves. I have a perfect spot for it. I have to throw out my comfy chair.
Speaking of misfits,
yeah.
So no.
Okay.
I think that Zeta Toys specifically made this Bumblebee to show what movie things can look like, because Toy World has made this Bulldog. Now you can go, Robert.
Toy Bulldog.
This thing sucks.
Wasn't this thing in the movie for like a second and a half? And this is what they lead with?
Oh, the mustache and the monocle. It's
Dog.
Some things are just better left unsaid.
And the way the feet work with the like hollow right through them, like that's the best you could do here.
Well, they had.
You sound like Muttley.
Dude, this shit is like this is when I tell people I collect Transformers, this is what I think they think in their head.
They're fucking laughing like the dog from
Muttley.
Yeah, sounds
Muttley.
like Muttley.
He's like,
Dude, this is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this a thing? Why?
I think you're right, Justin. They did their Bumblebee just to thumb their nose at Toy World's release of this. I really think you're right.
Yep, I feel like they did.
They're petty.
I love it.
If I didn't get paid, I'm a little petty too, right? So
Yeah, for sure.
I get mad when I see companies do things that like I think they could be spending their time. I don't get mad, but you know, I get bothered when I see companies do things that they could spend like their efforts on something better. But this right here, it's just, yeah.
Think about it, right? At this moment in time, you've got people who are fans of the movie verse, right? Whatever verse it is, that are looking to spend some cash on a figure.
Yeah, because they just got their fucking inheritance because they turned 18.
probably not wrong. This thing just looks like so like the fact that like I know we've seen this before, but the thing that strikes me about this is like, okay, so this thing was if I don't even remember if the robot was in the movie. Frankly, I don't even remember the movie. I've tried to put it out of my head at this point. But
yeah, he was the ward of Anthony Hopkins.
So okay. So he was there briefly. But it's like why start with this is what I don't understand, you know? It doesn't make sense. I don't know. This is pretty garbage. Anyone else still there?
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
The podcast got really.
No. So here's my thing with Justin. Justin doesn't interject much. So when he does interject, I'm all ears.
He's like, I gotta be quiet.
Yeah, like let's give him his moment. Because like a lot of times, Justin, when he has something to say, it's like, oh shit, like it's the bomb. And so when he takes a moment, I'm sitting there with crossed fingers, like, you know, like, dude, is this time to wish on a star? Yeah, I think like I said, I can't vocalize this any other way than this is what I imagine people think when I say I collect Transformers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only thing that I think is semi-cool are the different face options, but I don't understand them. I don't know if that has a place in the movie or anything like that. Like,
I'm guessing.
Whatever.
No, he was in the movie for like 2 seconds. Like he just transforms, and it's like a fart reference, because like I think he blows smoke when he does it, and it's like it's a total babe move. Yeah, this thing doesn't need to exist. Also, I think, Justin, if you have to make a point, you should use Batman voice.
Okay.
The voice I'm talking about. If you have to make a point, just go, well, I don't know why. Yeah.
Oh, so I shouldn't do the one from Batman?
From when? From
Batman? Where's the Joker? It's like wrong voice.
I overfed these men. That's my shit.
Yeah, I love that thing.
Like, you remember how you had that goldfish that died? The same thing that happened to that goldfish is the same thing that happened to these men. I overfed these men.
I like the one with was it? The Commissioner Gordon one. When he oh fuck! I gotta go back and watch
with him and Superman.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, somebody just showed up, and I thought it was.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, there was just some guy right here who looked just like you.
Yeah, that was a pretty amazing one.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. I don't think we can burn this much more.
Yeah, let's do it.
All
right, thanks, Robert.
Toyfair, Robert?
We're going to go and move on to some Toyfair news. I'm sorry, Matthew, that you aren't here. But I selected... Who the hell put the Cyberverse links in? Anyway, I selected 2 links, and someone else added Cyberverse, but we're gonna ignore that one. And the first link was just related to the MP stuff. So we get some looks at the MP Beast Wars Megatron MP44, who's like pretty well done, but we're gonna just show him in prototype stages again, which is odd. The plus version of Wheeljack, and then Necklace Bumblebee.
Dude, I can't picture 60, like 9860. That is that is something else.
You want to hear something else?
Like let me tell you something, man. If a third party company put something out that looked like this, motherfuckers would have a field day. A field day.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
I mean,
which one picture are we talking about? I gotta find it.
09860.
It's the note you're on, not the one that Justin's on. Okay. Because I can see that shit.
Yeah. The backpack is atrocious. Pretty bad.
Look, I mean, obviously, I think it looks bad. I can forgive the backpack. I can't forgive the feet. And I can't forgive how some of the backpack ends up coming forward in the bot mode a bit, but the feet are more problematic to me than the backpack. That being said,
what? What part did you say was bad?
I think the backpack is bad and the feet are bad, but
You're not doing it. You're not taking the bait. That's what the fans love. Say it. The feet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on, Bonobo.
Last video, Bobby went, the feet.
Self-conscious.
You gotta switch it up a little bit. But it's like I just if you look at Toro, right? Like we gave Toro a ton of shit on this podcast. I know I gave it a ton of shit on my review. Like we all gave it a ton of shit. If Toro had looked like this, we'd still be joking about it.
Yeah. I'm still gonna buy it.
No, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with buying it, and if you want it, there's nothing wrong with wanting it. Like it's just that that backpack that is the most unfinished backpack I have seen in a Masterpiece style Transformer figure in quite some time.
Forget the backpack though. The front view looks terrible in these photos.
Yeah, he's so skinny looking, which isn't the problem. His body is skinny, but his head is enormously fat on his.
He looks like a skinny person with diabetes.
Yeah, and he's got no shoulders, or no neck there, and just when you bring his head right up to his shoulders, it looks really strange. This is a really strange decision.
Why are we seeing a gray prototype of Prime? What did they redesign on him? Because we saw a gray prototype of Hound, Wonderfest. Because they redid the shoulders, because it didn't it was a problematic issue. So now we're seeing another gray prototype of Prime. So
yeah, but then
since the quote unquote Hasbro version, or did they change something?
I don't know. This doesn't stand out to me as being necessarily any better or worse than any other photos we've seen. It just seems to be what it is.
The backpack looks a little better.
Does it? What does it?
Dude, look, if this wasn't coming
Would
out,
you look at that?
100%. if this was not coming out, I would be 100% happy with the T form element. What the fuck they call it? The TEO1. I would be perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, I'm getting this.
I'm getting it too. I'm getting all the MPs, the MPs with an E, with a bunch of E's, with like 7 E's at least, minimum 7 E's.
The one thing I have to say about the B, Greg, is that I think he's so small that maybe like all these flaws are kind of gonna be muddled because he's
What about befuddled?
And
do you think if the KO comes out and they take away Wizard Cat, do you think he's gonna be okay?
I don't know about that. But it is really fucking impressive is that paint job on the Beast Wars Megatron. That's number 9803.
That thing's so fucking good. I hope I don't have to cancel my pre-order too, because I got
gorgeous.
I'm getting laid off. I got the email. I'm getting laid off in 3 weeks. But man, I fucking hope things work out because I want that fucking figure so bad. Like just because he looks good, he just looks good. I just want a good looking Megatron on my shelf, and I think this is going to be the one.
I'm really floored by the paint. Yeah. The paint on this, Bobby. Are you looking at this?
Yeah. No, so here's like no, it's
the shape on his teeth. They went to every little detail. They covered it.
Tom's with a fucking toothbrush so he can clean his fucking dino head teeth.
No, I think they've done a great job with all of their Beast Wars stuff. Like
paint. Oh my god, it's such a weird. Like they're applying paint like this to these figures, but I guess just G1 too aesthetic is too plain. I guess.
Whoever's sending me Legends figures anonymously, if you send me this thing, it's going to really make me fucking mad. And I'm probably going to quit the podcast if you do it. So, my address will be in the show notes.
Greg, do you think the dino eyes move?
I'm sure they probably do, because didn't they move on
yeah.
Dino? They had it. No, he had different faces, right?
On Dinobot, his dino eyes could like squint or not squint. But remember on Megatron, if you look at
I kind of put that figure aside and haven't fucked with him since I got him.
Look at 9805. And look at his dino eye as looking at Megatron. Remember how it used to do in a cartoon?
Yeah.
It used to like look around and shit. It was so funny.
If I could have this and this and Prime, I'd be happy. And that's it. They could go on one of my new floating shelves that I'm planning out. I'd be fine with that. I'm sorry, Justin.
I was gonna say that 0986 with the eyes. I hope they're movable, because if the Megatron is just constantly like looking upward in the air, it's not gonna be a very impressive dinosaur mode.
806.
No, I think the
first picture. Yeah, the first one where you see just the head of the dino.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at it, I think that part is replaceable because there's a definitive outline of different expressions. I mean, you can see it if you look. Just there's a clear outline around that part. So I think you will come with expressive pieces that you can just switch out. They're not going to be movable. They're going to be
swappable.
Yeah, it's gonna be swappable.
Oh God.
Fuck good.
This is as close to G2 colors I can stomach, but I really like this.
Dude, if they read it, if Takara, if you're listening, if you redo every figure you've ever done in G2 colors, if only just to troll, I'll buy them. Just troll them out.
I'll tell you what, though, that MP44 head sculpt is money.
Yeah, dude.
That MP44 sculpt in general is money.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
I didn't like
MP44 price tag is also money. Am I right? No, I'm just kidding. But
actually,
the fucking shit looks great.
Actually, if you order from Amazon Japan,
well, honestly, if you order from Amazon Japan, you paid I think it's under $300 right now. I think it dropped under $300.
I'm still going to
50 to Big Bad Toy Store. Then go at it.
I'm going to still disagree on that Prime looking good. So
you don't think it looks good?
No. I think it's trash. I don't like any of the stuff going on the top. I don't like the abdomen area, and I hate the back.
I'm changing your name to T2 River in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Justin's trying to make himself. He's trying to make a name for himself as being the hater on the show. He's trying to fucking find Bob.
So look at picture 09836 or 35. Actually, let's look at 35 because it shows everything I hate about the back of the robot.
I don't need to look at pictures because I burned this image.
What's he got on his back? Is that a little?
Let me take a look. 836.
A little indoor.
Yeah, no, the legs look like the legs look ate up from the back. Mm-hmm. I agree.
And then when you look at 835, and you can see the little indoor air conditioner he's carrying on his back, like that is super stupid looking.
I agree. However, like that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So like when we talk about like last week when Deluxe was like, well, you're sacrificing stuff for articulation. I'm like, yeah, but how much are you willing to sacrifice? Like that is a sacrifice I'd be willing to make. But like that Bumblebee sacrifice is like not one I'm willing to make. But like that being said, it's not enough. Like I this isn't worth that price tag to me.
I just don't think, given the transform element or the Magic Square version, this is a superior looking Optimus. I don't think so at all.
You don't think it's superior looking? Because I think it's superior looking. I just don't think it's maybe like in terms of ratio. I don't think it's like so. If
hey, don't get racist.
If Magic Square and Transform Element are both around $100, right? And this is 3 times more. Let's say this costs $300 for the sake of Amazon Japan.
Bobby math face.
I don't think this looks 3 times better.
No, I definitely don't think that.
That head sculpt does.
You think that head sculpt looks 3 times better than the Magic Square?
Yeah, both of those other head sculpt look a little squidgy. But would you spend $300 for a head sculpt? Yes.
No.
Then you might as well spend $40 on Studio Series, Bubby.
What?
Transform Element head sculpt look good, but I'm in the minority apparently. So.
Well, I think it looks accurate. I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks cartoon accurate. That's not how I want it to look. Like it's like
minority because Bobby's being
ratioist.
No, because I even said in my review that I think that because everybody was hitting me with like, oh, that fucking head sculpt is trash, isn't it? And I was like, I like it. I mean, not that I like it, but I get it. I think it looks accurate. Like I'm like.
How'd you feel when you took that figure and you sat it on your table and you just plopped down? How'd you feel?
Like I wanted it to fuck off my table. Because I don't want it to look like that.
God damn it, fuck you.
I know, I understand. Like but it's not that it's
I just mean the heft.
the heft was great. The heft was great. The build, the overall, like yeah. I'm with you there for sure. I'm with you there, 100%.
Yeah.
But I
like it.
I don't want my shit to look like this, man. I don't. Like I don't. I want it to look. I'm old school, maybe. I'm a dinosaur. I want it to.
You are. But you hate Beast Wars, so what the fuck does that put you?
But I love Dino Riders. Where does it fit me?
But you want yellow in your Dinobots.
And I kind of like dinosaurs in general. I don't know. But then Marilyn Phil comes over here and makes me feel inadequate about my dinosaur knowledge.
Have we talked about that Patton Oswalt? But he did. It makes me think of you, and we don't have to talk about it. But further. But he's like
the Sadness Bowl.
No. He was flying home. He did a show out of state, and he's flying home. And the Special Olympics team just happened to be on the flight. And there was some turbulence as they were like making their whatever you call it. I'm sure somebody who's a pilot's going to correct me. They're making their like landing motion.
An airplane mechanic, Peanut.
And the pilot's like, we're experiencing some turbulence. Don't be alarmed if you see fire trucks and foam when we land. And he's like, one of the Special Olympics guys was just like, fire trucks. And he was like, I might die, but I'm gonna die happy knowing that this motherfucker's gonna see a fire truck. And he said it was the most innocent and awesome thing he's ever heard in his life, or something. It was just funny to me. It's like we're gonna die, but this motherfucker's gonna see a fire truck.
It's kind of like a special moment with Justin and I a bit, because the first time Justin hit me up and asked me to do that commission for the Protectobots, where I was like starstruck.
And then he.
But it was not only. But then he asked for the Protectobots, and like my dad was a firefighter, and like I spent, because my mom was trash, I spent a lot of time as a kid when my mom wouldn't pick me up from school, my dad coming by and picking me up in the fire truck, taking me back to his work, and I would sit outside of his fire station like drawing like the stuff that he was riding, and like I don't know. Nah, there's a lot of depth, dude.
I bet you get that good ass spaghetti too.
Speaking of Lion, my baby is heavy into Lion King at the moment, and and she has a stuffed animal lion, and she calls it Lion King, and she'll like point to the eyes, she'll be like Lion Ice, and then she'll point to the nose, Lion Nush, and then she'll point to the mouth, and she'll be like Lion Eat.
So she's Black Panther?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's kind of what that sounded like.
She's like the white female version of Huey Newton.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love Huey Newton.
I love Fig Newtons.
Good old Huey Newton.
Actually, I hate Fig Newtons.
I hate Fig Newtons too, man.
Dude, nice. High five.
Air high five. They're a jit.
Fig Newtons.
It's like when you think you get one of those Italian, like, bakery cookies, and you think it's a cherry in the middle, and it's fucking jam instead.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Fig Newtons would be fire if the outside was shredded wheat.
Man, you need to go
like
back.
The cereal?
That's trash.
No, I think that. Fuck you. I think that would be awesome. Dude, that's like one of my favorite cereals is the shredded wheat with
frosted or no frosting.
The frosting.
You get the giant shredded wheat. You get the giant shredded wheat with no frosting, huh?
No, I get the mini wheats with the frosting on one side. I like fucking Raisin Bran. We've had this discussion before, but we can have it again right now if you want to fucking throw down. I like Kix. I'm a fan of Kix. I haven't had it in 12 years, but I'm sure they still make it, and I love it.
You love it so much, you haven't touched it in over a decade.
Well, I don't want to get burned out.
What about the good old top of the roof shredders? The Captain Crunch.
Oh, dude, that's my favorite shredder. He was in it for 4 issues, and then he was dead. And he's the focal point of TMNT ever since.
So, I guess we're going to look at Transformers Studio Series official images and details from Toyfair.
Can we talk about Roof Shredder some more instead?
No, we can't. We have a discussion to make, and we have.
This is really not. I don't know if it's all Studio Series stuff, but it's just kind of a couple of different things, and then good old Ectotron, which is the thing I'm most excited for.
Right. Hold on,
guys. I put a logo on my Iron Factory Megatron, and I put it on crooked, just like the comic.
I think the best thing in this whole page here is image 402552. You're getting your money's worth there. That's a Transformer. 2552.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't.
You know me. I actually am looking to sell my entire collection just so I can focus on this one toy.
Is that like if that Bumblebee was bitten by a radioactive scorpion? Is that what he would become?
I think so.
Oh, that's terrible. Who would spend money on that?
Someone who bought all the other Devastator things.
Oh, God. So, okay, Ecto 1, though.
Shit, I didn't see that.
We're here because of Ecto 1.
Pretty much.
But, okay, what does he turn into, though, other than just a robot with some beige? I mean...
Oh, yeah. He's definitely super plain looking. Hopefully my pre-order doesn't get canceled on this thing, but because I bought into the Hasbro Pulse, whatever that is, their Hasbro Toy Shop store. But yeah, I picked up the pre-order on that, but like as soon as it comes here, like it definitely needs more paint. Like there's nothing really interesting visually about the robot, in my opinion.
like they teased the idea of a jumpsuit, but they could have really gone further with that, you know?
Yeah, you could have, like, and especially, like, you don't, like, obviously the shins and stuff are, like, the bottom of the car, so you could have painted some of that stuff tan and gotten away with it. But it's all, I mean, like, everything tan is just tan plastic, right? So, yeah I don't know.
Studio series. They could have done more with this.
That's all I need.
And I was talking to Tyler about this one because everyone came out of the woodwork. Is like, hey, Ecto 1. I'm like, yep, seen it. You know, like
you should have been like, oh shit, like every time.
But we couldn't help but kind of notice that, like, it looks like it's the Combiner Wars Bruticus or Onslaught or and for oh god damn, I just lost the name. Hotspot. Like, it really looks like it's a Combiner Wars mold retooled, like, heavily.
That alt
They just use the same. They just because everyone's been making a joke about that. Like, half the people are like, it's a retool, and half the people are making a joke about it because, like, they're just using tooling.
Yeah.
On the hips, because I mean, what about it looks like a retool outside of the hips? Like,
I mean, look at the alt. Start with the alt mode. You don't see any retooling there.
Yeah, no, the alt mode definitely not. But if you look at, like, the chest of the robot, like, you can see the hotspot, like, chest piece there almost.
But they're phoning it in.
Yeah.
They're phoning it in. It's Hasbro.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fine with me. The actual Cadillac looks awesome.
It really does.
I'm a big fan of that, and then I can apply some extra paint on this thing to make it look more visually interesting, I think. So.
You could apply some hot spots to it.
Was that?
You could apply some hot spots, make it look better.
Yeah, I think so.
This should have been like a twins, and like turned into two ghost-busting robots. That would have been
well. I've seen people say that this should be a Combiner Wars torso, and then they should release 4 robots that look like Ghostbusters as the limbs.
I'm okay if that doesn't happen.
I'm not even sold on a new movie happening at this point, but
yes, you are. Yes, you
are.
are.
I'll go see them.
And it comes at a Slimer. A little Crimzeek for you, Justin.
Yeah.
I love Slimer so much.
I'm okay with that. I think that's cool.
I have any animals. I have Slimer, I have a Canadian goose, and I have Wendell from TF Gun. Those are my 3 spirit animals.
Justin, how many Slimers are in your house?
Let me think about that.
Including
like Legos?
Yes, and full body pillows.
No full body pillows.
Pillows. Do you have pillows?
I think there's 6 in my house that I can think of. I can't think of any more.
That's a lot of Slimers.
Do you have the old school one from the real Ghostbusters that has a backpack where you push the plunger down and slime comes out of his mouth?
I do not.
Oh, you need that one. I'll buy it for you for Christmas. When's your birthday? I'll buy it for you for your birthday.
July 6th.
One. Okay, I'll find one. That's what you're getting for your birthday.
I think I know which one you're talking about, but yeah. So.
Yeah, when things work out for me, if everything goes down the way it's supposed to be, everybody's getting a little gift, just as a thank you for me, and that'll be yours.
Oh, sounds good.
But I'm not getting you slime. You gotta get your own slime.
I'll make my own.
Ew.
Not that way.
No, I just got.
Justin.
That's disgusting, Robert.
Justin, I just got that one.
Justin's got a proton pack tattooed on his balls.
You know it. Don't cross the streams.
It's not a proton pack. It's the thing from Ghostbusters 2. The little slime throwers. Oh, that's even worse. I thought about it. I just thought about it. God damn it. Fuck, can we move this on?
That's it. We got discussion.
Okay.
Discussion.
Let's talk about it. Go ahead, Greg. Set it up.
I don't know if I can. It's been so long since we
forgot.
talked about it. No, here. I'll just read off what I sent to you. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it out. Sorry. I'm not prepared. Anyone listening, I was literally asleep 5 minutes before we started this podcast. I completely fell asleep and just forgot that it was podcast day. Where's Bobby?
It's podcast day.
Where's Bobby? Bobby's not even popping up. Oh, there you are. You're under like 7 other people, Bobby.
That's where he likes to be.
So, okay. Wait, hold on. That was the wrong thing.
Good night, folks.
Yeah. Good night, folks.
You were talking.
I got it. So you got all these people out there talking about the pores, and that's kind of like a thing, right? With the fans, but at the same time, you've got people that are really pushing like the KO market.
Aren't they the pores?
Yeah, but I just I got the KO Bruticus, and it's actually really good.
Actually, yeah, but it's also actually a lot cheaper.
It is. It was $60 versus $300.
So that's my thing. Is that like for me, when we talk about price, we're talking about what it means to the individual in terms of their worth that they place upon the product and that product's reliability in regards to its worth. When I'm talking about KOs personally, my issue with KOs has nothing to do with the consumer. If the consumer wants to buy a KO, go ahead and buy the KO. Understand that you're perpetuating an issue, and if you're good with that, that's not up for me to place judgment on. I don't give a fuck what anybody buys. For instance, Adam has nothing, like he's heavy into Warhammer 30K, and Warhammer 30K has been doing these Primarchs, and a large majority of his Primarchs, which are like the gods, for lack of a better term, of the Space Marines, are
blank
all
of the blank.
Correct, are all KOs. $20 pieces as opposed to $120 pieces or some shit, you know? But he's happy with them and whatever. Like, and I don't give 2 fucks about what he bought and how he feels about it in regards to his collection. Like, you're happy, I'm happy. Cool, I get it. My thing is, on one hand, I don't want to personally support those companies. And secondly, I am the type of guy where I will sit at home and be like, it's not real. It's not the real deal. It's taken from somebody else.
Yep.
And that fucks with me. It's a personal hang up in that regard. And then it's a personal moral and ethical issue in the other regard.
Well, for me, it's like when you accidentally buy it. Like, even if you accidentally support the companies, because I ordered that Hot Toys Optimus Prime, and I love it. I think it's perfect. It's like a little MP10.
Hot Soldiers.
Hot Soldiers, yeah.
I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I got the Hot Toys Prime.
Yeah, I was like, man, let's talk about that, because I got mine too, and I have mixed feelings.
No, the Hot Soldiers, yeah. And it's like a 10. It's perfect. It's got Toon colors, but it's like a little MP10. There's something for everyone in this little toy. And Robert's like, but that's what's the company you hate? Mech Fan Toys.
That's Robert, not me. Just as
the Mech Fan Toys.
And then I was like, oh, well, I didn't want to support this company. I actually bought it. I really like it, you know? And
I hope someone knocks it off.
It's the same thing with the Pocket Toys. Well, I just ordered. I got it because I got the Megatron. I went on Agabus' website. Shout out to that motherfucker. And I found an Optimus Prime that was in that scale, and I clicked order on the first one I saw because I had a Jazz anyway, like in my cart. And I was like, all right, I need an Optimus too, and I didn't think about it. I'm sorry, Robert. I know you hate me.
I don't hate you.
You'll invite me to your daughter's quinceañera.
Or to a Jungle Book play.
She was in Jungle Book, yeah, she was. And she was a character that only exists in the play itself and not in the movie or the book.
No. She could have been Timon and you could have been Pumbaa.
In Jungle Book?
Oh, I'm thinking about Lion King, sorry.
No, that's Jungle Book.
I'm fucked up on the Disney shit.
But my whole issue with this thing is I have less of a dog in the fight when it's a year after the fact and this company's coming out with something they're saying is a retool, it's improved. It's more of a gray area for me. But when you release the DJD in your Iron Factory, and then a company like Mech Fans Toys, I don't know how they do it, but they're like, yeah, we're coming out with the DJD, and it's the Iron Factory. Like they somehow stole it. That's a big problem for me. That's piracy. That is the kind of shit that deserves to get raided. People need to go to jail because that's like trademark piracy. That's active. Not just, oh, I took this mold. MPP-10 came out years after MP-10, and it was upscaled, and it was improved, and people don't like that. People think, okay, it's still a knockoff. That's fine, but it's when you intentionally steal the heat from someone else coming out with a new product, you know, and it's like they can't even make a fucking buck. You're stealing, and you're confusing the entire consumer base. You know, they think, oh, these legends are great. I got this Mech Fans Toys Galvatron. It's the best. I love it. It's like, you know, that's actually a copy off of DX9. And people are like, what? What's DX9? It's because they don't even fucking know because there's consumer confusion. You know, some people say, well,
do you think that's jail-worthy and they need to be rated versus like a third-party company making a Megatron?
That's like pushing. That's like pushing. That's like, you know, you're pushing.
I stand on this. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, I think that's like pushing Chanel purse. You know, you're saying this is a Chanel purse, buy it, and whatever it is, you are jumping on the power of that other company's name and taking money from them. No one. It's not like Chanel's making purses. Chanel's making purses. Chanel's making purses. It's different in this game because you're not always getting like a Fans Toys Jetfire over and over. There's always one available, right? It came out, it was released, and they were all sold. You know, and if a year later someone came out with a different version that had a crazy waist swivel and an ab crunch, it was painted to the nines. You're not really stealing from Fans Toys from their pocket because they sold all their units.
Yeah, because Hasbro did that. Hasbro's coming out with one that's doing that.
You know, but that's see, like, but if you come out with a new Chanel purse, right, and say Chanel only makes 5,000 purses, and they're releasing them and they sell out, and a year later another company makes a copy of that Chanel purse.
Oh yeah, definitely, I agree.
That's different than Chanel making a purse. There's 5,000 units out there, and then Mech Fans Toys comes in, and they're like, oh, we got a new Chanel purse. And everyone's like, oh, the Chanel purse is beautiful. I got one too. You know? At the same time that Chanel's selling their purse. That's a fucking problem. That's what gets you shut down. That's what gets you arrested. And that is crossing a line for me. That you're supporting theft if you are supporting that. And I got a real problem with that. Not you personally.
Okay, here's my question for you, though. So, that shit's fucking freely going in China. There's no laws against it. So, but here in the U.S., retailers that carry that stuff can be raided by the FBI. That's a crime. Yeah. It's a federal.
Well, there are laws against it in China, too. The problem is enforcement. They don't as a culture, they don't care.
But my point is, how do you feel about supporting retailers that carry those products here in the U.S.? Because I know we've shouted out 15 companies and a half that carry that shit off-site.
Everybody in the
Is there any distributor here that doesn't?
Big Bad Toy Store. They didn't even carry that Transform Element. Because apparently Transform Element is Black Mamba, and they don't even stock that fucking Prime.
You know what, man?
Interesting.
If you steal,
good for them.
If you steal my Xbox and someone fences it and they sell it to someone else who knows it's stolen, everybody's to blame for that. The person stealing it, the fucking fence, and the person buying it for $5.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, no, yeah, but like there's companies, like all these companies carry knockoffs, and they carry these like gray market products or whatever you want to fucking call them.
Yeah.
And people support them.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Where do you?
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Draw the line. Where do you draw the line?
I guess you gotta. I definitely want to. If I have the choice, I would vote with my dollar.
For me, I draw the line with me.
Yeah.
like it always comes down to what I feel, and the actions that I take and how I move.
I can't think of anybody besides BBTS, really.
Yeah, I'm not putting $1. I'm not going to review any figure, regardless of how well the video will do for me. Like I'm not, and I've had the opportunity. Like
I sent you that Bruticus. I didn't tell you, so.
But like I'm just not partaking. I'm not partaking. I'm not interested.
He put in a bag labeled Iron Factory Bruticus.
I did. I scratched.
I'll review shit that I'm not interested in, but I think that people are interested in for people. But like that's where I draw the line. Is I don't, because the point is, at the end of the day, like, no press is bad press, right? So if I review something and I say it's trash, I'll still get a significant amount of comments that be like, I love it, I'm getting it. You're an idiot. Okay.
Well,
which is cool, but
here's the thing, because your whole gimmick, and I use gimmick because I don't have a better word.
I like hole
in my head. Yeah, your asshole. Your dick.
Your
okay, whatever.
holes.
Call it whatever you want. Is being informative, right? You're trying to be the most informative person out there. I honestly think, but we can't, because we're getting into Ben's Collectibles territory here. But I honestly think if you did a side series where you're like, look, you're going to buy a fucking knockoff anyway, like, at least know what the fuck you're buying. Like, I think that would do good for you.
Oh, no, there's no doubt. There's no doubt it would do good. I 100% agree with you. I just don't want to play a part in it.
No, I know.
He's not a piece of shit.
And I felt,
yes,
I felt bad.
Yeah.
I felt dirty buying. Well, we were talking about his asshole. I felt dirty buying the Bruticus, knowing it was a knockoff. But I didn't feel dirty buying the Optimus Prime, knowing. And after Robert was like, "Well, that's that company that knocks everybody off." I didn't realize that, and I didn't feel dirty about buying that. So I don't know.
I just want to see them. I'm spiteful. I would love to just see someone knock them off. I want to see their Omega Supreme knocked off. I want to see the fucking Papa Toys Hot Rod knocked off. I want to see their fucking Prime knocked off.
Let me tell you where it plays a challenge for me is with play arts
and reading,
because play arts are knocked off left and right.
Oh yeah.
And I'm at a point where I can't even feel comfortable buying a play arts figure at a convention for a decent price because I don't know.
Or on eBay.
And that's, yeah, well, especially on eBay. eBay, it's a little bit more obvious because I'm like $25. But like,
that's like the Hong Kong version.
Yeah, but like $25 from Shang-Chi, like, I don't know, man. But like, if I'm going to a convention and they have one for like $60 when it should be $100, I'm like, man, that could be a convention price, or it's either a really good deal or a really bad ripoff. You know what I mean? Like, and so that's where it affects me personally, and and it puts me in a bad spot. And I think that in regard to Transformers, it's a little easier, only because you don't find third-party Transformers at many conventions, but you can, so like, the idea of getting ripped off on manipulating the consumer is harder. So it's easier to say, look, I'm going to nip it. For me personally, I'm going to nip this in the bud before it starts. And I think that, like, I think that I've had a bit of an impact in regard to that, because I still get people to this day telling me to go fuck myself on that no KO okay video. So like, it's still resonating. It's still hitting the radar.
Good.
And
good.
But for me, that's a matter of my personal opinion, and it's a matter of the companies that are doing it. The consumers that are doing what they do to get by and are making decisions based on their life, I would sit down with any one of them and have a discussion about that, but I would never attack that, because everybody's in their own spot and dealing with their own circumstances. I have my feelings broadly about it, but I would never attack it. I'll attack the companies, and I'll state my personal opinions on it, and that's that.
Wait till Bobby says his real opinion on Patreon next week.
Yeah.
That was political, Bobby, right there.
Patreon.
That's like
I respect everyone. This is a personal opinion.
No, it's not so much that. It's just that like when I make a video like that, I'm not gonna be like, man, fuck you, because I really honestly don't feel that way. Like, you can't blame water for taking the path of least resistance.
Whoa. Okay, calm down, Splinter. Calm the fuck down, Master Splinter.
Yeah, look at the Grand Canyon. See where that got you.
You know,
yeah, there's people who are tons of radiation apparently for years.
A big old crack.
You can't do it. So like, that's not my angle. My angle is, let's talk about who's pouring the water. That's my angle.
I just came up with I came up in my head while you were talking with the flowchart about buying KOs at conventions, and it's going to sound kind of racist, but I'm going to go with it anyway, because shout out to the guy at the end. It's like, I'm at a convention. Are they Asian? Okay. Is it third party? Okay. It might be a knockoff. Is Henry Pake at the table? And shout out to Pake for Life, because that guy is fucking, that dude's money. That dude's just the nicest guy like I've ever. He's one of the nicest people I've met in this fandom. That dude can do no wrong, in my opinion. But
he's a piece of shit.
You don't know him well enough yet, Greg. You'll find a reason.
No, he's one of the.
My mom thinks differently.
No, but yeah, it
takes good.
I don't know, man. It's.
I think most people are good people. I think most people wake up and get out of bed with the intention of being good people.
And sometimes I fuck up. I know. I get it.
I think everybody does. Like I don't think that most people are just fucking evil. I think that most people, you know what I mean? Like, that's not how the world works. Most people wake up and they're like, fuck, like they're like they're not like they don't wake up and twirl their mustache and say, today's the day I'm going to be the evilest prick in America. They're just like, they do things, and people live their lives differently, and that affects people different ways. But it's not a matter of this person being an evil son of a bitch. It's just a matter of like, look, this person feels this way. I feel differently. Therefore, I'm making decisions regarding this person.
Sometimes I get out of bed and go straight downstairs and get a drink of vodka, and I twirl my mustache, and then I get on Facebook. And
yeah. And that should wrap it up, I think, for tonight. We didn't get any questions, but we'll tackle it next week.
We didn't get any questions? Or we didn't get
No, we did get some, but I got to hop up off here.
No, it's cool. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to stretch it out with my nonsense.
No, I don't think you stretched it out with any nonsense. I mean,
it was your penis.
So basically, just to wrap it up for me, KO suck, but if it's at KO Legends Bruticus, it's fine.
And I don't really care so much. It's just when it's just too new. And that's when you're really stealing, like, and it's like Bobby was saying, it's the source. You're stealing from the other source, you know, and it's confusing everybody.
It's like music, you know, like you can say, look, I'm only going to buy, let's say you were like a hardcore anti-industry guy, right? And you're like, look, I'm only going to buy completely independent artists. So I'm not going to use Apple Music. I'm not going to use Amazon. I'm not going to use Google Play. I'm not going to use Tidal. I'm only going to buy directly from the artist. I'm only going to buy completely independent music. And I'm also going to hate Apple Music, and I'm going to hate iTunes, and I'm going to hate Google Play for taking money for only taking a significant amount of money for only providing a platform for artists to be successful. And I'm also not going to support any of these major industries, especially Universal. That's fine, but you can't blame the person across the street that just wants to hear the record, so it's going to buy from wherever it's fucking available.
Well, if you're talking about gray area, as far as music goes, if there wasn't a gray area, we wouldn't have Paul's Boutique.
Yeah, and like when you listen to Ice Ice Baby, Bobby, you don't shut that off. You go ding 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 ding.
I just heard
real quick.
I heard a funny little anecdote about Ice Ice Baby recently that we can close out on.
When you turn the radio on and you hear the first few beats and you think it's Queen. and it's not.
Well,
no, but you know what? Nobody probably cares either.
I had one more thing about music too.
Let him finish.
No. Go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
No, I know. But I don't want to close out on. I'm gonna let you close out. But I just wanted to say, at the same time, you look at a completely legitimate business like Ticketmaster, and they are raping people left and fucking right.
Literally.
You buy a ticket, and the guy delivers, knocks on the door, and he fucks you. But yeah, but you look at that. That's a completely legitimate business, and they're ripping off the consumer left and right. So it's an argument I go back all the time as far as like legitimate business. But anyway, Bobby, I'm sorry.
Bobby, Ice Baby.
No, I'm and with that, folks.
What about Ice Baby?
Damn it.
No. Oh, that would.
All right. Well, look. All right. Fine. Fuck it. Pharrell from the Neptunes and Chad Hugo produced a beat that Fabulous eventually used called Hollerback. And they tried to sell it to Noriega. And Noriega was very interested in the beat. And Pharrell from the Neptunes said, cool, awesome, would love if you did this. I think it's perfect for you. The only suggestion I have is that you do it to the cadence of Ice Ice Baby. And Nori said, I don't know if I'm your guy. I'm going to go ahead and pass on it. So then Pharrell from the Neptunes ended up selling that beat to Fabulous. And then Fabulous made Hollerback or Youngin', I think was the name of the song. And, what is the cadence of Ice Ice Baby is, stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with the brand new edition. Right. So then here comes Fab with Hollerback, Young, and listen.
Yeah, it's dead on.
He took it. Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit of music trivia for you.
You can't copyright.
So what you're saying is Noriega?
Well, what I'm saying is without Ice Ice Baby, there's no Fabulous Youngin'. Obviously.
Oh.
Can I tell you a secret? I had no idea that song existed before you told me that story, because I don't follow that kind of.
Ice Ice Baby was a pretty big hit.
Oh yeah, well I know that.
I'm fucking with you.
It was like Ice Ice Baby, backed with what was that Smashing Pumpkins song? Rat in a Cage.
Today is the greatest.
Hey, you shut your fucking whore mouth. That was a decent album.
His voice was like Diet Coke to me. It took a minute to appreciate.
Oh yeah, no, it's actually funny because when I was younger, I was a huge Smashing Pumpkins fan, and as I've got older, I realized it's kind of trash. So it was Diet Coke for me, but apparently Diet Coke was we reacted in different ways.
Well, I don't drink it now, so I guess maybe we ended up in the same spot.
Shoutouts to Cool Table Network, ROC, Antis Around, Toy Detox, Plastic Fanatics, Spirit Vultures, Nerd Rage Radio, and Wigs.
And my personal favorite, the well-established gentleman's show, Stasis Lock.
At Real Robot, at Fear Corpse.
I am Ratchet.
Third Party TF Crashers, and Open Your Toys Podcast.
This podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and sole purpose is entertainment. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now.
Shut the fuck